I am a huge fan of gambling channels. There's something incredibly entertaining about watching someone sit down at a slot machine or a table game, hearing the clink of chips, the whir of reels, and sharing in the suspense of every spin or hand. For me, and for millions of others who watch this type of content, it's about more than the money. It's about the excitement, the storytelling, and the shared experience. Whether it's a small bet that turns into a lucky jackpot or a nerve-wracking series of losses, gambling channels capture the drama of risk in a way that's both personal and communal. Over the last several years, gambling content on YouTube has exploded in popularity. Channels like Bluff, Bretsky, Mr. Handpay, Vegas Matt, Lady Luck, Casino King, NG Slots, and many others have built massive followings. Their videos rack up millions of views, often featuring high-stakes play, huge wins, devastating losses, and everything in between. Viewers tune in to see not just the outcome of a bet, but the emotional roller coaster that comes with it. These creators have become personalities in their own right, developing loyal fan bases who follow them as much for their charisma as for their gameplay. But along with this popularity has come controversy. One of the biggest debates in the community revolves around a seemingly simple question. When these YouTubers sit down to gamble, are they using their own money or are casinos paying them to play? It's a question that may seem trivial at first, but it strikes at the heart of what viewers value in this content: authenticity. If the money isn't really theirs, does the thrill still count? If the risk is manufactured, is the entertainment genuine? To understand why this matters so much, we need to dig into the psychology of why people watch gambling content in the first place. For many viewers, watching someone else gamble provides a vicarious thrill. Psychologists call this proxy gambling, the idea that you can experience the highs and lows of risk-taking without actually putting your own money on the line. When a slot machine hits a jackpot in a YouTube video, the viewer feels a jolt of excitement, almost as if they were sitting at the machine themselves. The suspense is real, even if the financial risk isn't theirs. That's why the authenticity of the money matters. If viewers believe the YouTuber is truly risking their own hard-earned cash, the sense of suspense is heightened. Every spin could be a genuine make-or-break moment. But if viewers suspect that the money isn't really at risk, that it might be funded by the casino or part of a deal, then some of that suspense evaporates. It changes the emotional equation from "this could hurt them if they lose" to "they'll be fine no matter what." The thrill of vicarious risk depends heavily on believing the risk is real. This is where the controversy comes in. On one side, there are viewers who believe that many gambling YouTubers are backed, at least partially, by casinos. Their reasoning is straightforward. Casinos have a vested interest in showing people having fun and hitting jackpots. Sponsored players, in this view, are a form of advertising. By giving a YouTuber free play credits or covering losses, a casino ensures that the content is entertaining, positive, and encouraging to viewers who might then want to visit and play themselves. It's not unlike how energy drink companies sponsor esports players or how clothing brands give free gear to influencers. There are several arguments people raise to support this suspicion. The first is the size of the bets. Some YouTubers regularly play at stakes far higher than what most people could sustain. Viewers see creators betting $50, $100, or even more per spin, sometimes for hours on end. To the average person, this level of play seems impossible without outside backing. How could someone afford to risk tens of thousands of dollars on a regular basis and still walk away smiling? For many viewers, the logical conclusion is that casinos must be footing the bill or at least providing some cushion. The second argument revolves around access. Popular gambling YouTubers often get to film in casinos, even in areas where cameras are usually restricted. They seem to have special permission to record, set up tripods, and capture footage without interference. To skeptics, this suggests a deeper relationship between the creators and the casinos. After all, Why would a casino allow this unless they were benefiting directly? The assumption is that special access goes hand in hand with financial support. Another argument centers on patterns of wins and losses. Some viewers believe that YouTubers seem to hit jackpots or bonus rounds more often than feels statistically likely. While randomness can always create streaks, skeptics argue that casinos might be selectively highlighting or editing sessions to make the play look more profitable than it actually is. In this interpretation, the YouTuber becomes a kind of performer, showing viewers the glamorous side of gambling without the harsh reality of losses. A fourth reason some viewers believe in casino backing is the promotional value. Casinos spend huge amounts of money on advertising every year. From billboards to TV ads to free hotel stays for VIP players, marketing is a core part of the industry. So why wouldn't casinos also invest in YouTubers who showcase their properties to millions of viewers worldwide? From a business standpoint, it makes sense. Sponsoring a gambling influencer could be one of the most effective forms of modern casino marketing. These suspicions aren't unique to gambling YouTube. They mirror debates in many influencer-driven industries. In beauty, fans wonder whether makeup reviewers are truly unbiased when they receive free products from brands. In gaming, viewers ask whether streamers are genuinely excited about a new release or simply paid to promote it. The same. Psychology applies here. People want authenticity, and they question it when money is involved. It's also important to note the role of transparency. In industries like beauty and gaming, regulations increasingly require influencers to disclose sponsorships or free products. On YouTube, creators are supposed to mark videos as paid promotion when that applies. In the gambling niche, however, disclosure is often murkier. Viewers may not know whether a session is funded by the creator, the casino, or a mix of both. This uncertainty fuels speculation and controversy. So in part one, we've laid the groundwork: gambling. YouTube is a booming genre, beloved for its excitement and personality-driven content. But at its core lies a controversy. Are these creators risking their own money, or are they backed by casinos? We've looked at the arguments for why people believe casinos might bankroll content: high stakes, special access, suspiciously frequent wins, and marketing logic. But is that the whole story? In part two, we'll look at the other side of the debate: why many creators insist they play with their own money, how sponsorships and brand deals really work, and what it all means for viewers, regulators, and the gambling industry at large. The debate over whether gambling YouTubers play with their own money or with casino backing is far from one-sided. For every viewer who suspects that creators are funded by casinos, there are others who firmly believe that most play is genuine and self-financed. And many creators themselves insist that what you see on screen is exactly what it looks like: their own money being wagered, their own risk, their own sweat as the reels spin or the cards are dealt. So why do many believe that? The first argument is straightforward. It's simply more believable that most creators are using their own bankrolls, especially when you consider the practical realities of sponsorship. Casinos are highly regulated businesses. Giving free money to YouTubers to gamble with isn't as simple as handing over chips. There are rules around gaming, advertising, and financial transparency. For a casino, outright paying someone to gamble on camera could raise serious legal and regulatory concerns. It would blur the line between entertainment and gambling promotion in ways that state gaming boards might not tolerate. Another point is that, for many creators, gambling was a passion long before YouTube. NG Slots, Mr. Handpay, Lady Luck Casino, King, Vegas Matt, Bluff, Bretsky. All of these creators started as gamblers who decided to bring a camera along for the ride. In that sense, their content is just an extension of what they already loved doing. For them, YouTube didn't create the gambling, it gave them a platform to share it. Their bankrolls may have grown as their channels grew, but the core activity was self-driven. Many argue that this organic origin makes it far more likely that the money is theirs. Viewers who trust that creators are using their own money also point out that the losses are real and they are often shown. One of the hallmarks of gambling YouTube is transparency around losing sessions. Creators post videos where thousands of dollars vanish without a big win. If casinos were sponsoring every session, why would they allow so many losing videos? Wouldn't they prefer to show endless jackpots? The fact that losses are included, sometimes painfully, is seen as proof of authenticity. No casino marketing department would deliberately promote videos that show their machines draining wallets session after session. There's also the matter of scale. Some of the most successful gambling YouTubers make substantial income from their channels. Ad revenue, super chats during live streams, memberships, merchandise, and affiliate marketing all contribute to their bottom line. For top creators, this can easily reach into the hundreds of thousands of dollars per year. With that kind of income, it becomes more plausible that they can afford to gamble at high stakes regularly. In fact, their channels themselves become the bankroll. YouTube funds the gambling, but indirectly through audience support rather than casino sponsorship. This shifts the framing of the debate. Instead of asking, are casinos paying them? It becomes, are viewers paying them? In a sense, the answer is yes. Every ad viewed, every piece of merch purchased, every super chat sent during a live stream helps fuel the bankroll that creators bring to the casino. It's a feedback loop. The more popular their content, the more revenue they generate, the larger the bankroll they can risk, and the more exciting the content becomes. Of course, sponsorships do exist in various forms. Many creators receive perks from casinos, comps for hotel rooms, meals, or extended play privileges. Casinos have long used comps to reward loyal players, and YouTubers with large followings are especially valuable. By offering them free stays or small incentives, casinos encourage them to film on property, which effectively becomes free advertising. But comps are not the same as direct bankroll funding. A free buffet or a few nights in a suite is a far cry from a casino handing someone $50,000 in chips. Viewers who understand this distinction see comps as a natural part of the relationship, not evidence of hidden backing. The question of editing also comes up frequently. Skeptics argue that creators must cut out losing streaks and show only the highlights, giving the impression that wins are more frequent than they really are. But most creators counter this by posting unedited live streams, where every spin is shown in real time. In these streams, the losses are undeniable and the grind of gambling is fully visible. This transparency is one reason so many fans trust their favorite YouTubers. It's hard to fake when the camera is rolling for hours without cuts. This brings us to the role of personality and parasocial relationships. Viewers develop trust in creators not just because of what they show, but because of who they are. If you watch someone for hundreds of hours, you begin to feel as though you know them personally. Psychologists call this a parasocial bond, a one-sided relationship where the viewer feels genuine connection to a media figure. These bonds are powerful, and they influence how much people believe in the authenticity of the content. Fans of NG Slots, Mr. Handpay, Lady Luck, or Casino King often defend their favorites passionately, insisting that they are honest and transparent. In these cases, the creator's personal credibility outweighs any abstract suspicion. We also have to consider how this debate mirrors other industries. In the world of online poker, players on Twitch have faced similar accusations. Are they risking their own money, or are they staked by backers? In esports, questions arise about whether pros truly prefer the products they promote or if they're simply sponsored. In the crypto space, influencers have been criticized for hyping coins they secretly hold. In each case, the controversy boils down to the same issue: transparency. Viewers want to know whether the content is authentic or influenced by hidden financial arrangements. Gambling YouTube is simply the latest frontier for this age-old tension between entertainment and authenticity. One of the most interesting aspects of this debate is how much it matters to viewers' psychology. On a rational level, it shouldn't matter whether the money is the YouTubers or the casinos. The spin of the reels is the same. The outcome is still random. But on an emotional level, it matters enormously. If the money is the creators, the viewer feels connected to the risk, sharing in the adrenaline and fear. If the money is the casinos, the risk feels hollow, like watching a play instead of a real contest. It's the difference between witnessing danger and watching someone pretend to be in danger. One activates empathy and excitement. The other feels staged. Regulation also looms in the background. In some jurisdictions, gambling content is tightly monitored. Rules around advertising, sponsorship, and transparency vary widely. YouTube itself requires creators to mark paid promotions, but enforcement is uneven. As gambling YouTube grows, there may be increasing pressure for clearer disclosures. If sponsorships exist, they'll likely need to be labeled. For creators who are fully self-funded, this could actually be an advantage. They can emphasize their independence as a selling point. Ethically, the controversy raises questions about responsibility. Viewers who believe creators are backed worry that it sets unrealistic expectations. If audiences think massive wins are common, they may be more likely to gamble irresponsibly themselves. Conversely, creators who highlight their losses and emphasize the risks contribute to more realistic portrayals of gambling. This makes the issue of disclosure not just about transparency, but about social responsibility. Gambling is a powerful and potentially addictive activity, and how it is presented on YouTube matters. Ultimately, the controversy persists because the truth is complex. Some creators are likely fully self-funded, building bankrolls through a mix of personal income, YouTube revenue, and comps. Others may have sponsorship deals or arrangements with casinos that help offset costs. The lines are not always clear, and each creator's situation may be different. But what is clear is that the audience cares deeply about authenticity. For many fans, the question of whose money is on the line determines whether the thrill feels real. As a fan myself, I can understand both sides. On one hand, I love the idea that creators are risking their own money, because it makes every spin feel authentic. On the other hand, I can see why casinos would want to sponsor this content. It's an incredibly effective form of marketing. And I know that creators put enormous time, effort, and money into building their channels. Even if they are supported in some way, that doesn't erase their passion or personality. In the end, the controversy is unlikely to disappear. As long as gambling YouTube exists, viewers will wonder, is this real risk, or is it a performance? The debate itself has become part of the entertainment, fueling discussions in comment sections, forums, and social media. Perhaps that's the most fitting outcome of all. Gambling has always thrived on uncertainty, and now the very act of watching others gamble carries its own layer of mystery. For viewers, the choice is personal. Do you watch for the thrill of authentic risk, or do you watch for the spectacle regardless of the bankroll's source? For creators, the lesson is clear. Transparency builds trust, and for casinos, the opportunity is obvious. Partnering with influencers may be the future of marketing. Somewhere between these perspectives lies the truth, and perhaps it doesn't matter as much as we think. Because at the end of the day, whether the money is theirs or not, the reels still spin, the cards still fall, and the thrill of the gamble remains.